This is your USMNT Abroad weekly update from September 20th to September 26th of 2021. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Filippo. Welcome to Tactical Manager TV, and welcome to our US Men's National Team Abroad series, where every single Monday we update you on how Americans did abroad on the previous week and weekend on the 20th to the 26th, essentially on this episode. Now for this episode, I decided to wear my retro Werder Bremen jersey. Some say it's ugly, some say it's nice. I would like to hear your opinion. With that said, guys, there's a lot to talk about. Transfer rumors, performance updates, a lot of updates to do this week. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell, as we will be doing a full coverage of the US Men's National Team October camp with live streams, match previews, post matches, 7 things we learned, everything. So hit that notification bell right now if you haven't already, the like button. Let's play that beautiful, beautiful intro. Okay, so first we're going to start with 2 quick transfer rumor updates that we have to go through. It's not really a rumor, it might actually happen. Ricardo Pepi is likely to sign a transfer deal this October. It's been rumored that teams from the Bundesliga, Serie A, and the English Premier League are interested, and his agent is probably trying to get the transfer done while he's still hot. So a transfer deal should happen after this October camp, especially if Pepi does well. That's the update for now. Those are rumors. Another update is Brian Reynolds is likely to get a loan in January. It seems like that's going to happen. These rumors are going on in Italy, so he's likely going to get loaned. We expected that when the season started. When Jose Mourinho was signed, we expected that to happen. He should have got it during the summer. Didn't happen, so it's likely going to happen this winter, and it'll most certainly be better for him than staying in Roma and getting no minutes. Okay, now time for the performance updates. The first update is on Christian Pulisic. He didn't play for Chelsea. He's still recovering from injury, but he's already training. Will he play midweek for Chelsea in the Champions League? I don't know. Maybe off the bench. Will he play next weekend? I don't know as well. Will he be in the US Men's National Team camp? I fully expect him to be there. The roster should be out this Wednesday, so we'll see about that. Will he be fully fit and in form for camp? Probably not 100%, but hopefully as close as you can get from it. Now let's talk about Weston Mckennie from Juventus. On Wednesday, Weston Mckennie started and played a full 90 minutes for Juve during their 3-2 victory over Spezia. Now on Sunday, Juve was also able to defeat Sampdoria 3-2, and Weston Mckennie started off on the bench and came into the game at the 82nd minute. So he's been starting and coming off the bench, kind of like last season. Not as in good form as last season, scoring goals and getting assists, but at least the minutes are still there. Quick update on Giovanni Reyna, still injured, didn't play this weekend. Maybe he'll be back next weekend. Regardless, I personally don't expect him to be in the US Men's National Team roster for October. All right, now Sargent Dest. And this weekend, he most certainly carved up. On Thursday, Dest started for Barcelona and played 80 minutes for them during their 0-0 draw with Carbs. Greg must have been happy, as Dest did play as a left back in this one. Now on Sunday, Dest carved up, and by the performance, it was likely a Brazilian bakery. Maybe he didn't eat the baguette this time, he actually ate some pão de queijo for this one. Dest had a man-at-the-match performance by playing 89 minutes, getting a beautiful assist with a nice drive to the middle with a fantastic through ball to Luuk de Jong. He was very active in the game with 99 touches, also had 5 out of 6 successful dribbling attempts, 3 key passes, 92% passing accuracy, a fantastic performance from Sargent Dest as a left back. Now, I do still prefer him as a right back, because I do think our left back should be Robinson and Dest the right back. Regardless, versatility is always good, and he's proved again he can play as a left back. Greg has to figure out a way to build a team where it works for everyone, obviously. And with that said, I hope to see performances like this one with the US Men's National Team as well. Now, Tyler Adams from RB Leipzig and Jesse Marsch, obviously. Tyler Adams was not with Leipzig this weekend due to a muscle injury. Now, it was precaution or serious? I don't know. There's no updates. He could be out of the camp. He could be fine next week. We don't know. The good news is Leipzig did win 6-0, so hopefully that bought Jesse Marsch some time, and now maybe Leipzig can get it going and Jesse can actually have the successful season we want him to have with Leipzig. In regards to Tyler Adams, we should have some updates soon. If I do have any updates, I'll make sure to comment down below. If you have any updates on Tyler Adams, comment it down below, because it might have come out after this recording. Okay, now we're going to do it by positions, and we're going to start with the goalkeeper. So let's go with Zach Steffen from Manchester City. On Tuesday, Steffen started and played a full 90 minutes for Manchester City during their 6-1 win over Wycombe for the EFL Cup. Now, he was not really tested in this game, but he looked a little shaky, and at the goal, he could have done better. He could have cleared the cross a little stronger. It wasn't strong, and I also thought he reacted very slowly when the ball came back into the box. So the one goal he allowed in this game, I thought he could have done better, even though it's not explicitly his mistake, which this is very common among goalkeepers that are not playing very often, right? As a goalkeeper, you need to be sharp, you need to be playing, you need to be informed, and Zach Steffen was also quarantined, so perfectly normal. Hopefully he can get some more minutes with Manchester City and come in sharp for the US men's national. Now Ethan Horvath from Nottingham Forest. Over the weekend, Samba started for Nottingham Forest, and Ethan Horvath was back on the bench. Same problem as Zach Steffen, not getting many minutes, probably won't be sharp when he plays. I don't know. These goalkeepers need to find minutes because Matt Turner has been playing a lot, even though Matt Turner did make a mistake against Orlando City on Daryl Dike's goal. Matt Turner is the most informed goalkeeper we have, and he probably will be the one starting. Now, Chris Richards and John Brooks. On Saturday, we had a clash between two US men's national team high-quality center backs. Brooks and Richards faced each other, and Chris Richards got the best out of this one. Not just from a team perspective, because Hoffenheim did win the game 3-1 over Wolfsburg, but also on an individual performance as well. Chris Richards got an assist for Hoffenheim at the first goal, went the full 90 minutes, won 4 out of 5 aerial duels, was absolutely great throughout the match. Now, John Brooks won 4 out of 6 aerial duels, went to full 90 minutes. He was more active on the ball than Richards with 93 touches, while Richards had only 67. The two players were fine in the game. I can't blame Brooks as well, but Chris Richards won this one from an individual and a team perspective. And honestly, hopefully this camp we get to see these two center backs play together. I think Miles Robinson has to stay, or maybe even have 3 in the back with Miles Robinson, Richards, and Brooks. Something I'd like to see. Now, Matt Miazga from Deportivo Alaves. On Wednesday, Miazga started off the bench for Deportivo Alaves during their 1-0 loss to Espanyol. Miazga came into the game at the 86th minute. Now, on Saturday, Miazga started and went to full 90 minutes for Alaves, their impressive 1-0 win over Atletico Madrid. They held a clean sheet against Suarez and Griezmann. That is absolutely not easy. Even though Atletico Madrid has been struggling to score this season, Diego Simeone has never had teams that score a lot anyway. But still, holding a clean sheet against Luis Suarez and Anthony Griezmann, along with all the other quality players that Atletico Madrid has, quite impressive. Miazga won 4 out of 4 aerial duels, had 94% passing accuracy, and did not make any noticeable mistakes in this match. So a very solid performance against a very solid, tough opponent. Alright, now we're going to talk about Mark McKenzie from Genk. On Wednesday, McKenzie stayed on the bench the full 90 minutes for Genk during their 4-2 loss to Antwerp, the team where Sam Vine plays, but he's currently recovering from a broken collarbone. Now on Sunday, Mark McKenzie started for Genk and played a full 90 minutes during their 3-0 win over Serraig, so he got a clean sheet. Solid. Now let's talk about Cameron Carter-Vickers from Celtic. On Thursday, CCV started and played a full 90 minutes for Celtic during their 3-0 win over Raith Rovers for the Scottish League Cup. Now on Sunday, Cameron Carter-Vickers started, played a full 90 minutes for Celtic again during their 1-1 draw with Dundee United for the Scottish Premiership. Now, by Dundee United, I don't mean the Dundee Awards from The Office, even though we should probably do here on the channel at the end of the season, almost like a Dundee Awards episode. Let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, now off to the fullbacks, and let's start with Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson. First, let's talk real quick about Tim Ream. Now, this is something we do need to give credit for Tim Ream right away, specifically for what he did off the field. Tim Ream surprised the Fulham fan that has cerebral palsy who had suffered online abuse. This should not go unnoticed, so big props to Tim Ream right there. Now, after that, big congratulations, and I know it's not soccer, but I had to mention what Tim Ream did. So now let's go back to soccer after we give a round of applause for Tim Ream. So now on Tuesday, for the EFL Cup, Fulham rested a few starters, including Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson, showing that clearly their priority is the championship and returning to the Premier League. None of them played or got any minutes. Now on Saturday, Tim Ream and Robinson started and played a full 90 minutes for Fulham during their 1-1 draw with Bristol City for the championship. Now, Reggie Cannon, quick update, still hasn't played. This Monday, Boa Vista plays again. If you guys see him playing, comment down below so you can update everyone. If I do see that he started, I'll also pin a comment down below in the comment section. At the time of this recording, he still hasn't played for Boa Vista. Alright, now Joe Scally from Borussia Mönchengladbach. And look, I want to know from you, since you're probably watching this before the October roster's out, do you think Joe Scally will make it to the October roster? And while you're at it, hit that like button if you haven't already. I would love to see this video hit 1,000 likes, and so would Dustin. He would truly appreciate it. Let's go to the update. Borussia not Dortmund got a big win this Saturday while facing Borussia Dortmund. 1-0 for Borussia Mönchengladbach. and Scally went to full 90 minutes, won 4 out of 7 ground duels, 1 out of 1 aerial duels, 78 passing accuracy, and 58 touches. Stats aside, it was not an amazing performance, but it was another solid performance from the 18-year-old American fullback slash wingback. His decision making has been very good, especially when you take his age into account. One thing I noticed in this game specifically was his pressing game is actually pretty damn good and very impressive, and it has a lot to do with his decision making as well. Let's move on to the next one, and now we're going to talk about DeAndre Yedlin from Galatasaray in the Turkish league. On Wednesday, Yedlin started and played a full 90 minutes for Galatasaray during their 3-0 loss to Kayserispor in the Turkish league. Now on Sunday, Yedlin started and played a full 90 minutes again for Galatasaray during their 2-1 victory over Göztepe. Yedlin's minutes have been up after the US men's national team September camp. Yes, before the September camp, he was actually barely playing, but ever since, he's been starting most of the matches. Actually, as far as I remember, maybe he even started all of them after the September camp. Okay, now Yunus Musah from Valencia, because we are now at the midfield. As we mentioned last week, Carlos Soler got injured against Real Madrid, the captain of Valencia, which could lead to increased minutes for Yunus Musah. And to be fair, that kind of happened this week. On Wednesday, Musah started off on the bench for Valencia during their 3-1 loss to Sevilla. He came into the game at halftime. Now on Saturday, he started and played 83 minutes for Valencia during their 1-1 draw with Atletico Bilbao. Now his sub was mostly tactical. Bordalás made 2 changes around the 83rd minute due to being down 1-0 and also because their striker Maxi Gonzalez got a red card. So yeah, he left the game. He probably would have gone to full 90, but it was a tactical decision. But also there were reports that Yunus Musah might have picked up a slight injury at this match. I couldn't confirm that, but it seems like he picked up a knock. Hopefully it's nothing too serious because he also just returned from injury. Now Chris Durkin. On Saturday, Durkin started and played 57 minutes for STVV at their 2-1 win over Standard Liège. Now Johnny Cardoso, once again this weekend for Internacional, he got 0 minutes. Minutes have been very tough for the Brazilian American this season. Hopefully that changes somehow this season or maybe next year. Now the 2 Venezia boys, Tanner Tessman and Gianluca Busio. On Wednesday, Busio started and played a full 90 minutes for Venezia during their 2-0 loss to the legendary AC Milan. Tanner Tessman came into that same match at the 81st minute. Busio had only 40 touches in this game, which is low for a midfielder, 87% passing accuracy. These Serie A matches are going to be extremely important for Gianluca Busio's development. For that reason, a year from now, probably after next summer, I expect Gianluca Busio to be in a completely different level, a higher level than we've seen before. Now, Venezia did not play over the weekend. They played this Monday, so feel free to comment down below any updates on Busio and Tessman from their match this Monday. Feel free to comment. As I said, if there's anything, I'll try to comment it down below, but we record this on Sunday night, so I can't do the Monday games. That'll be on next week's episode. Alright, now Owen Otasawi from Club Brugge. Otasawi was not even with the team. Let's be patient, but maybe, just maybe, the Wolves were not the problem, right? But Club Brugge paid a lot of money for Otasawi, so I'm assuming they're gonna give him some opportunities, but as of now, nothing. No debut, nothing. Okay, now 2 more that play in South America, Alan and Joel Sonora. Joel Sonora got no minutes this past week. Now Alan Sonora on Sunday, he started and played a full 90 minutes for Independiente at their 4-1 loss to Godoy Cruz. Okay, now let's talk about Christian Capis from Bromby, which we had an interview with him this week. So if you missed that, you can watch the interview and learn everything you need to know about him. But there's something interesting about this. Why is it that every time a player comes here to the channel, he has a strong performance after the interview? Maybe we should call that the tactical effect. So on Thursday, after we had the interview uploaded, Christian Capis started and played a full 90 minutes for Bromby during their 8-1 win over Allard at the Danish Cup. Capis had 2 goals in this game, and both of them came before halftime. Now let's talk about his performance over the weekend, which wasn't as impressive. On Sunday, Capis started off on the bench and came in at the 73rd minute for Bromby at their 2-1 victory over AAB for the Danish league. Now Brenden Aaronson from RB Salzburg, and pretty much a name that's a lock for the October camp. On Saturday, Brenden Aaronson started and played pretty much a full 90 minutes as he was subbed off at the 90th minute during RB Salzburg's 2-0 win over Wolfsburg at the Austrian league. Salzburg continues to dominate the league with 9 wins in 9 games, 23 goals scored, and only 4 goals allowed. Okay, now Julian Green from Fürth in the Bundesliga. On Friday, Fürth lost just 3-1 to Bayern, and Americans actually played a role to avoid a bigger Bayern win. Julian Green started and played 86 minutes and was also able to draw a red card on Pavard early in the second half. That most certainly helped Bayern not score more goals. So actually, that helped Firth not have more goals against them. Now, the other American is Tim Tillman. He came into the game at the 76th minute and got the assist for Firth at their 3-1 loss to Bayern Munich. So congratulations to the Americans. They got Firth to not lose 5, 6, 7, or 8-0 in this game. Now, Luca de la Torre from Heracles. On Thursday, de la Torre started and played a full 90 minutes for Heracles during their 2-1 loss to Cambur. Now on Sunday, de la Torre started and played a full 90 minutes again for Heracles during their 1-0 win over RKC for the Dutch League. Now, a quick update on Dwayne Holmes from Huddersfield at the English Championship. On Saturday, Dwayne Holmes started off on the bench for Huddersfield and came in their 1-0 loss to Swansea at the 64th minute. Okay, now we've reached the forwards, and we're going to start with Timothy Weah from Lille. On Wednesday, Weah started and played 60 minutes for Lille during their 2-1 win over Reims. Now on Saturday, Weah started again, and this time he partnered up top with Jonathan David rather than playing wide as a wide midfielder or as a winger. And man, he was freaking good on this dual striker formation playing up top with Jonathan David. He technically assisted both goals for Jonathan David, one of them with an actual assist after a very nice steal from Tim Weah, and the other one, well, he was able to draw the PK for David to score off the penalty kick. Lille ended up winning 2-1 against Strasbourg, and Weah went the full 90 minutes, picking up good form for the October camp, and honestly, a man-at-the-match performance. To me, he was the best player for Lille this game. There was a bit of a scary moment throughout the match where Timothy Weah was involved in a head collision. There was a lot of blood, but this guy is a warrior, and that most certainly did not hold him back, and he played just fine after that. So, not necessarily because of Timothy Weah, but I would definitely like for Greg Berhalter to try a dual striker formation, right? It can be a 3-5-2, a 4-4-2. The reason I would like to see him try it is because right now we have no tactical identity, no system, so try something that works. It hasn't been working, and maybe Timothy Weah can be one of those players playing up top, as we just saw how good he can be there. But again, Greg won't. He really likes to play with one center forward, and that's what we're going to see. The only time we saw him change something was when he put Sebastian Soto as a false 9. And how did that go? Right, moving forward now to Conrad de la Fuente. On Wednesday, Conrad started off on the bench for Marseille at their 0-0 draw with Angers. Conrad came into the game at the 59th minute. Now on Sunday, Conrad came off the bench again for Marseille, and this time he came in right at halftime during their 3-2 loss to Lens. Now, yes, no start this past week, but honestly, he's been getting minutes every single game, looking more and more promising, and this is actually his first season with the first team. So he's seeing progress, he's getting minutes, gaining experience, and just like I said for Gianluca Busio, I can't wait to see how good Conrad will be a year from now. Just imagine, 2 or 3. I think eventually he'll be back in Barcelona. Now let's talk about Mathew Hoppe from Mallorca. On Wednesday, Hoppe started for Mallorca and played 59 minutes during their 6-1 loss to Real Madrid. Now look, on contrary of what many thought, Hoppe did not really have the best performance. He did get an assist, but honestly, Lee Kang-in's goal, the South Korean did 90% of the goal on his own. Hoppe kind of did a layoff, and Lee just kind of brought the ball, dribbled through 2 guys, and had a nice finish. So he got the assist technically, but the context of it matters, right? It wasn't an assist that he put the player on front of the goal. The South Korean did most of the job. Hoppe also lost the ball way too many times, but it was only his debut, and Real Madrid is most certainly a very tough opponent. Hoppe's extremely talented, but I just don't want to overhype him here. It was okay. It wasn't that good of a performance as some people were saying. Just saying my opinion. Now on Sunday, following the poor performance, Hoppe stayed on the bench the full 90 minutes for Mallorca during their 3-2 loss to Osasuna in La Liga. To end it on a positive note, Hoppe did say at Fútbol Americas from Herc Gomez, which we had Herc here in the channel, by the way. If you guys haven't watched that interview, it was a great one. Go check it out. Hoppe did say he wanted to get 10 goals and 10 assists in La Liga. So right now, there's 10 goals left and 9 assists. That's the positive from this week. So no updates on Folarin Balogun and Alex Maitan this weekend, the 2 English-American dual nationals. Not much to talk about there. Now a quick update on Novakovic that plays in the Italian 2nd division. On Saturday, Novakovic was back in the field, but off the bench. He started off on the bench and came into the 72nd minute for Frosinone during their 0-0 draw with Regina for the Serie B. He got a yellow card in this match, and there's not much more to talk about besides that. Okay, now Nico Giocchini from Montpellier at Ligue 1. On Wednesday, Giocchini came off the bench for Montpellier at the 82nd minute during their 3-3 draw with Bordeaux. Now on Saturday, Giocchini came off the bench at the 88th minute for Montpellier during their 2-0 loss to PSG. So the minutes were not good this week. I don't expect him to start for Montpellier in a consistent basis, but I do hope that he'll get 20 to 30 minutes per game. 5 to 10 minutes is just not good enough right now for his development, or it's just not good in general. Okay, now Josh Sargent from Norwich. On Saturday, Sargent started and played a full 90 minutes for Norwich during their 2-0 loss to Everton. Norwich did use a dual striker formation, so Sargent did play the full 90 minutes alongside Pukki. His performance was not horrible, but was not good either. I actually thought Sargent was much better last week than he was this week. But hopefully we do see him get more reps with Pukki as a dual striker formation, because maybe they can get it going together. I saw some good things, I saw some bad things in this game. I think it can work, and Norwich desperately needs it to work. They've lost every single game this season. They lost all 6 matches to start the Premier League season. They're looking like a championship team in the Premier League, essentially. Just being honest. And if that happens, Josh Sargent will get relegated in back-to-back seasons in top 5 leagues. Okay, now Pefok, and this guy's in form, at least in club form. On Wednesday, Pefok started and played 63 minutes for Young Boys at their 6-1 win over Lausanne. Pefok scored one of the 6 goals. And now on Saturday, Pefok started again, scored again, and played 69 minutes for Young Boys during their 2-1 victory over St. Gallen. Both matches were for the Swiss League, and Pefok has now scored in the past 3 games that he's played, including that Manchester United game-winning goal for the Champions League. Young Boys faces Atalanta for the Champions League this Wednesday, so let's keep an eye on that to see if Pefok can continue to score consecutively for the 4th straight game. Now, I want to do a quick update on Ulysses LLanez, and I know I don't cover him every week because he has been playing on the Austrian 2nd Division, but he did score for Polten this week, so it's worth mentioning that Ulysses LLanez scored this Friday. Polten's not doing good at the Austrian 2nd Division, so I do think Ulysses LLanez needs actually a move. Honestly, if you're going to play in the Austrian 2nd Division, he might as well come back to MLS, which is a much better league. But regardless, he scored. We're going to keep an eye on him and keep updating you guys every other week on Ulysses LLanez. Now Tyler Boyd, that plays at the Turkish league. On Tuesday, Tyler Boyd started off the bench and came in the 59th minute during Rizespor's 2-1 loss to Altay for the Turkish league. Now on Sunday, Boyd started and played 63 minutes for Rizespor during their 3-0 loss to Istanbul. Rizespor is currently in last place in the Turkish league. The only good thing is Boyd is on a loan, as he does belong to Besiktas, the Turkish giants. Okay, now it's another player in the Turkish league, but he's been doing fairly well this season, and that's Haji Wright. On Tuesday, Haji Wright started and played a full 90 minutes, got a yellow card, played a little bit more wide than usual for Antalyaspor at their 0-0 draw with Fatih. Now on Saturday, Haji Wright started and played 87 minutes during Antalyaspor 1-0 win over Yeni. And their goal did come after he left the game at the 89th minute. Both of those matches were for the Turkish league, so a little bit of a weaker week from Haji Wright. He has been scoring in the past weeks. This week he wasn't as successful. Last but not least, let's go to Emmanuel Sabi from Odense at the Danish league. On Tuesday, Sabi started and played 59 minutes, scored a goal for Odense at their 3-0 win against Helsingør for the Danish Cup. Now on Sunday, Sabi kept it going by starting, playing a full 90 minutes, and scoring again for Odense at their 1-1 draw with Viborg for the Danish league. So Emmanuel Sabi has been very good. 2 goals this week. He was chosen player of the month for Odense the past month, so very good season from Emmanuel Sabi so far. Alright guys, that does it for this week. There's many other players that we normally cover, like Sebastian Soto, Josh Cohen, Chiturio Duze, Ciche dos Santos, many other players that we cover here on the channel, but they either didn't play or had any meaningful minutes, or are probably playing on a U23 squad like Leonard Maloney that's playing on the Borussia Dortmund U23s. With all that said, guys, make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. We will be doing a full coverage of the US Men's National Team October camp, that the roster should be out this Wednesday. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell for that. Hopefully, we hit 1,000 likes in this video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Carb up like Serginho Dest, and have a great day.